I never thought my life would amount to much. I was born in a poor migrant labor camp in California, one of 11 children. My family worked in the fields, picking grapes under the scorching sun. Education wasn't a priority. We needed to survive. I struggled in school, barely able to read or write, and by the 3rd grade, I had enough. I dropped out. Without an education, my options were limited. I took odd jobs, washing cars, slaughtering chickens, doing whatever it took to get by. I felt invisible, like the world had already decided my worth. One day, through a friend, I landed a job at a Frito-Lay factory as a janitor. It wasn't glamorous, but it was a steady paycheck. I was given one rule: don't speak to the executives, just do your job. And for a while, I did. Until the day that changed my life forever. I was cleaning the factory floor when I overheard a video message from the CEO of PepsiCo. His words hit me like a lightning bolt. We want every employee to act like an owner. An owner? But I was just a janitor. Or was I? One afternoon, while at a convenience store, I noticed something. Frito-Lay had no spicy snacks. None. I thought about my own culture. Mexicans love heat. We put chili on everything. Why not chips? That night, I went home and made a batch of my own. Plain Cheetos, dusted with chili powder, lime, and a little magic. I handed them to my friends and family. Their eyes lit up. I knew I had something. I told my wife, I need to pitch this to Frito-Lay. She looked at me like I was crazy. I was a janitor. I didn't have a degree. I had no business experience, but I had a vision. So, I made the boldest phone call of my life. I dialed the corporate office. When the secretary picked up, I took a deep breath and said, I'd like to speak to the CEO. There was silence. Then she laughed. Who is this? I steadied my voice. Richard Montañez. I work at the Rancho Cucamonga plant. Somehow, I got the meeting with the CEO, that waste pitch that changed everything. The day of the meeting, I walked into the boardroom terrified. The room was filled with executives in expensive suits. I barely knew how to read my notes. My hands were sweaty. My heart pounded. But I spoke from the heart. I told them about the Latino market they were ignoring. I told them that if they gave me a chance, I could help them create something massive. Then I handed them a bag of my homemade Flamin Hot Cheetos. They tasted them. The room went silent. Then the CEO leaned forward and smiled. We'll give it a shot. That statement changed my story from janitor to executive. That moment changed my life. Flamin Hot Cheetos hit the shelves and became a cultural phenomenon. Today, they generate over $1 billion a year. And me? I went from pushing a mop to becoming a Frito-Lay executive. So, here are some lessons from a 3rd grade dropout. I never finished school. I had every reason to fail. But what I had was, 1. A mindset of ownership. I stopped thinking like an employee and started acting like I belonged. 2. The courage to take risks. I made a call no janitor had ever made before. 3. A hunger to succeed. I refuse to let my circumstances define me. So, if you ever feel small, overlooked, or unqualified, remember this: your ideas matter. Your voice matters. You don't need a degree to be great. You need hunger. Because if a 3rd grade dropout like me can turn a mop into a multi-billion-dollar idea, so can you. If this story inspired you, hit that like button, drop a comment, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more real-life stories of success, resilience, and inspiration, subscribe and turn on notifications. Remember, greatness isn't about where you start, it's about how you rise. See you in the next video.